So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are, and welcome to another album review of The Shield Doing a Couch. I'm joined by Senorita Sabrosura again, and today we're going to talk about the ninth album by the band Bush, and it's called The Art of Survival. And this is the cover, and we both listened to it this weekend. It came out last Friday. This is the follow-up to The Kingdom, which came out in 2020, and I really liked that album. I thought it was a return to form for the band. So, Senorita, what were your initial thoughts with this one?
Hi. Well, if you want me to be really honest, I think it's a good album, but for me, it wasn't nothing new. It wasn't something I haven't heard before. Like it wasn't groundbreaking. Like yes, Gavin Rossdale is still sexy. He still can sing. He has a great voice. Like the band still have cool grooves. But I feel like I heard this album before, and and to be more honest, I haven't heard Bush a lot since the early 2000s. So I went like, okay, let me listen to this, like really with an open mind. But it was like, if you told me this was an album from the early 2000s, I wouldn't believe you. Like it has some modern elements, but for me, it wasn't something new. Uh, what do you think about it?
Well, I think I have a man crush with Gavin.
Yeah, I
He's
know.
one, he's one sexy man. Yeah, baby. But yeah, no, the thing is, I like Bush. I think they're kind of underrated because they came out in the 90s after Nirvana and they were compared a lot. They compared it a lot with Nirvana. I didn't know why, because to me, they sound nothing like Nirvana. And Gavin's voice is way different than Kurt's voice. But they were both like sex symbols, like sexy alternative thing. So yeah, with Bush, I really listened to them a lot in the 90s. Then they put out an album in 2001, Golden State. Then they went away for 10 years and they came back in the 2010s. But it was basically a new band because it was Gavin Rossdale, some other people, and I think the drummer from the original came. But now it's just a new band, and Gavin's the only remaining member of Bush, the original member. I like The Kingdom from 2020. I thought it was a return to form, and there was like I love the song Bullet Holes there. That one was in John Wick, and this one it's good, but I like The Kingdom better. I think because The Kingdom took me by surprise, because the last Bush albums they were like okay with me. So I really love The Kingdom a lot. So this one I enjoyed it. Like I agree with you, like you said, this is not reinventing the wheel. This is not like, oh my god, they tried something different. I think he's doing basically what he did in The Kingdom, and this is like a follow-up to The Kingdom. And he's doing like it sounds like earlier Bush but more modern production. And there's a few songs where he does more of like what he did. Like he had like a solo album too, that it was like more mellow, and there's something of that in this one. So I enjoyed it. But yeah, I agree with you. It's nothing that you would say groundbreaking, but it's done. You can say no, it's badly done. No, it's good. The songs there's catchy songs. Gavin sounds still great for his age, and maybe I don't think the songs will be as memorable as, like, obviously those classics they had in the early 90s, but I think it's a solid album, and I enjoyed it listening to it. Senorita, what were the tracks that stood out for you?
Well, the first song, Heavy is the Ocean, I think that's the one that I really like and stand out for me. And I think it was smart to put that as an opener because it captivates you. I like the guitar riffs. I like the bass in that song a lot. It sounded heavy, dark. Um, And the other song, like I know that those were the two singles, and I understand why, because they're the better songs of the album. More Than Machines. It sounded for me like heavy, like a little industrial. I like the distortion and the riffs, the hooks in that song. And I like, because I'm a woman, that he's talking about relevant topics like women's rights. Like he says, girl, you're in control, not the government, not the government, girl, you're in control. Like, okay, he's talking, I guess, about what happened with the Roe versus Wade law, your abortions to your rights to abortion.
Yeah, no, and any other of the deeper tracks that caught your eye?
So, you said I always pick too many songs. With this, I only picked those two because the other songs like didn't stand up so well to me. I hated I don't know if you like it, but the song Identity. Like I found it cringy. The lyrics, I don't know. For me,
I like that one.
for me it was like angel horror, like what. It felt bad for me, I don't know. And I also like didn't like Shark Bite, like I don't know. And from the ones I like, let me tell you, Heavy is the Ocean, maybe Slow Me. I like More Than Machines, and Human Sound. I like it, but Identity, no. And Shark Bite, like, what are you talking about? Like, I felt like he was trying to talk about serious issues and topics, because we're living these last few years, like in a world like there's a war, pandemic, and he's trying to talk about serious issues, but I felt like he was trying too hard.
Maybe, yeah, I know what you mean. So, yeah, I think the album before this, The Kingdom, was better. This one's good, but uh, I think Heavy is the Ocean is a great album opener. And to that, something I like about that one is that it felt more like fuzzy shoegaze is in a few
Yes,
instances in the
yes.
song, which I thought was different. And I like the part where he goes into a hook and the melody. Where he goes like, you miss the ones that you love, like it's a great album opener. And yeah, More Than Machines is very catchy. It sounds very reminiscent. I like it, but it reminds me a lot of uh, two songs on the previous album, like one called Flowers on a Grave. It had like the similar sounding. uh I actually like Identity. I don't know about the lyrics, but at least musically, uh,
Yeah, the music's fine. It's just the lyrics. I found them cringy.
if you analyze Bush, his lyrics have always been kind of weird or
Yeah,
cryptic.
it's
Like
true.
if you listen to Glycerine, and like I love it, but they're like hard to decipher songs. They're not like I don't know, like he sings in some weird metaphors that he writes, that sometimes the
Yeah,
lyrics
sometimes too
you
weird.
don't know what the hell he's talking about, but since he looks good without a shirt off, I'll listen to it. Like, yeah, sing whatever. But yeah, Shark Bite, yeah, was kind of like in the cringy department with some of the lyrics and the name. I don't know, when I saw the name like Shark Bite, I don't know why I thought that sounded like a name of a Limp Bizkit song.
I know.
Like
Yeah,
that
I
would be
felt
like
that.
something that Limp Bizkit would have wrote. Uh, I like a lot of the deep cuts. I think "Kiss Me, I Am Dead" is a good one,
It was
and
catchy.
yeah, that was catchy. I think "Slow Me" is another great track that I really like the build up on that one. Uh, "Human Sand," I also enjoyed that one. Uh, Judas is a Riot was cool. I think that with this album, something that I think the first half of the album is stronger, and then the second half after Identity, it has Creatures of the Fire, which is like type of a ballad, and also A Thousand Years is the other ballad that ends the album. And they're when I think of, they're not as memorable as a ballad like Glycerine. They were
No.
like just there. They felt more like because I've listened to his solo album. They felt more like songs that would have been more like in his solo album. Like plus you have like rocking songs, then you have that Creatures of the Fire like brings the momentum down. Then you had Judas Iscariot and Gunfight, which they're okay, they're okay tracks. And A Thousand Years, I thought it was too slow to end the album. I would have liked something like better to end the album on. So I think the first half of the album is stronger. Uh, but yeah, I enjoyed it. Yes, when I think of Gavin Rossdale, I don't think of like he's like the best lyricist ever, uh,
He
but
knows
yeah,
how to sing, so I always thought like hire someone go to ghostwrite for you because
yeah.
he has a good voice, but the lyrics, I don't know.
The first albums had the best lyrics in my opinion, and Golden State was a very underrated album. But I think you should
That was
listen
the
to the
last album
Kingdom.
I heard from Bush.
Yeah, you should listen to the Kingdom. I think the Kingdom is it's I like it's better than this album, even if you but don't just turn your brain off with the lyrics. That's what you have placebo for the lyrics. But yeah, so after listening to it, like what were your final thoughts with this one
Well,
and your rating?
like I say, it's not a bad album, but I felt like it was sometimes like too repetitive. Like he has like a formula, like rock songs, then the ballad, and then like repeating the same. So and like I told you, it's like I feel like he's trying too hard. Like after 30 years, you shouldn't be trying too hard. Like just relax, sing whatever you want. You don't have to getting those social politics serious issues, like relax, man. and don't try too hard. So I feel like I haven't like if you're a hardcore fan like you have a man crush, I know you will enjoy it. But for me personally, this is it's not bad, but it's not something like I will play again.
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough. So what would be your
Yeah,
rating?
I would give it like a 6.
A 6 out of 10. Okay, that's fair. So you
Yeah,
would just
because
say
the
like,
music's not that bad, and it has a few more elements, and but yeah, no.
yeah, you would just say like, come on, Gavin, just take your shirt off and sing.
Like I'll put mute and just watch him.
He looks good for his age, I must say.
Yeah.
Like he inspires me to go work out. So yeah, for me, I think I liked it better than you, but maybe it's because I'm a fanboy. But it's not. It isn't better than the Kingdom. I really enjoyed the Kingdom a lot, and the album before that, I didn't like the albums before that. I just liked a few singles. I really loved the first four albums, especially the first two.
Okay.
Uh, but this one, so repeatedly since I think the two singles are great, and there's some deep cuts that I like, but then there's other songs that they're just okay. So uh I don't think I'm gonna listen to it as much as I did the one before it. I think I'm just gonna listen to the singles a lot because they're good, especially Heavy is the Ocean. I think Heavy is the if I wish he did something more like what he did on that song, because that song was a little bit different and it made sense. Then I think he should try to experiment more like what he did on that song. And the ballads, I don't know, the two ballads on this album were weak as fuck to me. So after listening to it many times, I would rate it a 7 out of 10. It's a good album. It has some decent tracks, some okay ones, and a few that forgettable, and maybe like the one you said that with the cringe.
Yeah,
But
it's
but
crazy.
yeah, it's an album that it's enjoyable. You can listen to it, especially the singles. If you're not a hardcore Fush fan, I would say listen to Heavy is the Ocean. The what's the one, the
More
girl
the
with the government?
machine.
Yeah, that one. And I would put Slow Me on that one, because I think that one could be a single. It feels like it could be a single. So yeah, those are our thoughts with the Bush album. The Art of Survival. So, what did you think about this album? Did you survive it? Ah, you see what I did there? Did, did you survive? Listen to the album. Uh, uh, did you even know that Bush was a band? Because that's a legitimate question. A lot of people will be like, Bush, like what? What fucking year are we? Is this 1998? Like, like what year is it? Like, but yeah, Bush has been back. So yeah, what are your favorite tracks? Comment. What did you think about the album? And also, you remember you can subscribe both to Senorita, Sabrosura, and myself. Uh, I'm nearing 500, so come on, people, subscribe. I want that community tab so I can engage better with you guys. So until next time, this is Hector, the Shield on a Couch,
Señorita Sabrosura.
and we'll see you here next time right here on the couch. Thank you and good night.